part 2 of this video where we're talking about the context of 18th and 19th century poetry. Continuing on from the previous video, we're now going to talk about Victorian poets and the major themes of poetry in the Victorian era or the 19th century. Poetry was extremely varied in this era. We move from the religious poems of Christina Rossetti to even the kind of romantic era-esque lamentations of Thomas Hardy. Poetry of this era moved away from poetic idiom, so kind of complex poetic language, and further towards natural speech. They reworked old poetic forms, so in the Victorian era we'll see a lot of variation on traditional forms of poetry, such as the sonnet form. The poems of this era tackle many of the common themes of Victorian England and literature in general in Victorian times. Some of these themes were industrialisation, colonialism, class, technology, for example, the expansion of the railways in this era, population increase, which was a result of industrialisation, urbanisation, as we've talked about, the country versus the town, gender roles, which were increasingly up for debate and conversation in this era, and other themes. So here is an example of a Christina Rossetti poem. Just pause the video now to read it. And we can see here that she's reworking the sonnet form. If you count, it's 14 lines. It has a similar style to the traditional sonnet form, but doesn't have the traditional rhyming couplet at the end. And so we can say that she's reworked the sonnet form, which is very common in this era. She hints at life, death, and remembrance, which may hint at religion, and that religion was very debated at the time. So we can see how this poem embodies some of the themes of the Victorian era. Here, let's take a closer look at The Ruin Maid by Thomas Hardy, another poem written in the 19th century. Just scroll through this now so that you can read the poem. So now let's talk a little bit about the elements of context that we can identify in this poem. I've just made a note here that it is a dramatic dialogue poem.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking for an amazing A-level English literature resource, join me today in my series of engaging bite-sized video tutorials. Together, we will concisely cover all the important concepts required by your exam board specification, as well as practically apply what we have learnt through exam-style questions, focusing on how best to structure your answers in order to maximise marks. See you soon, and together let's make A-level English literature a walk in the park.